Let truth take off. What really happened to Air India? VT-ANB Boeing 787 Dreamliner at Ahmedabad. Namaste, friends. My name is Ms. Evalora, Executive AI Associate of Dr. V.V.L.N.Sastry, jurist, international arbitrator, financial economist, and Fulbright scholar. We have analyzed the preliminary investigation report, and I am presenting here with our views on the same. Let us get into the subject. What happened on the morning of June 12, 2025, over the skies of Ahmedabad, is not just a tragedy. It's a mystery layered in silence, misinterpretation, and misdirection. Today, I am not here to create sensation. I am here to speak truth. Because the preliminary report of the Air India VT-ANB crash is out, and instead of providing answers, it raises even more disturbing questions. You might have seen some foreign press making headlines calling it a pilot suicide. Social media speculating that someone inside the cockpit shut the engines down. But let's set the record straight, based on facts, not fantasy. This is not pilot error. This is not suicide. And no, the preliminary report has not given a clean chit to any aircraft manufacturer or engine maker. What the preliminary investigation report has done is left us with too many loose ends. Let's look at the last 30 seconds of this flight. At 08:08:39 UTC, the aircraft lifts off. At 08:08:42, it reaches maximum takeoff speed. Then, suddenly, within just 1 second, both engine fuel switches move from run to cutoff. The plane loses thrust. The engines begin to shut down mid-air, and within the next 10 seconds, the pilots try to restart them. Engine 1 switch is flipped back to run. Then engine 2. They call Mayday. They try to control the descent. And at 08:09:11, the aircraft crashes, barely 0.9 nautical miles from the airport. The entire episode, from takeoff to tragedy, lasted less than 40 seconds. Now here's the core issue. The fuel cutoff switches are manual. They require physical force, clear intention, and are placed apart. The preliminary report does not say these switches were manually moved. It simply states, and I quote, "The switches transitioned. No attribution, no cause, no explanation." So if they were moved by human hands, why would the same crew immediately try to bring them back to run? You don't try to save a flight if your goal was to crash it. Now let's come to the men in that cockpit. One was a 32-year-old pilot about to be married. The other was 56, with decades of flying experience and a dependent mother. In our culture, during such life milestones, people think of the future, responsibility, family, dharma. So ask yourself, is this how they'd choose to go out? They had every chance to pull the plane back, and they tried. They didn't freeze. They fought. Now here's the real question. What caused the switches to transition in the first place? Could it have been a mechanical failure? A ground-level repair error? An electrical glitch that sent false signals to the FIDEC, the computer that controls the engines? Just a few hours before the flight, there was a defect report related to the stabilizer sensor. The aircraft was taken into a hangar. But the preliminary report tells us nothing about what was done during that maintenance. Is it possible a wrongly connected wire? Or a corrupted logic signal? Or even a malfunctioning switch locking mechanism, something Boeing itself warned airlines about in 2018? We don't know, because the investigation hasn't told us. The report quotes just 2 lines from the cockpit voice recorder. One pilot says, "Why did you cut off?" The other replies, "I didn't." But what else did they say? What instructions were given? What warnings did they shout? Why release just 2 lines and let media run wild with suicide theories? Truth is, those lines tell us both pilots were confused, not guilty, not suicidal. So what should the investigation focus on now? 1. Whether faulty repairs or rushed maintenance caused signal errors. 2. Whether the fuel switch locks failed mid-air. 3. Whether FADEC logic was corrupted. 4. Why only selected cockpit audio was released. 5. What role past service bulletins or advisories from Boeing or GE may play. 6. Why the cockpit configuration wasn't documented post-crash in detail. We must also hear from the survivor. Who said blinking lights were seen during takeoff? Were they electrical? Indicative of bus failures? We don't know. Yet. Given the above, let us wait for the detailed investigation report. Preliminary investigation is not final. Let us not attribute wrong to anybody at this stage. I feel the pilots of Air India have done a phenomenal job given the circumstances. For more investigative reports, please subscribe, like and share Dr. V.V.L.N.Sastry's channel. Thank you.